REoL Land Amusement Park, one of the big sites on the REoL TOUGH City server. For years, it's been providing plenty of entertainment with roller coasters, dark rides, and experiences. And more recently, changes have happened to REoL Land, including Mount Hell's new sign, and a new ride that's joining it today. Standing here, standing tall, it's time to show you REoL Land's new attraction, Terror Tower. Hello, Georgia 551 here. I'm hitting slime. I probably broke something. That's how recording goes. Never right. Anyway, we're here at REoL Land, and we are going to look at the newest attraction you see behind us. And also proves that the clouds are drawn incorrectly in this game. And that's Terror Tower. Gee, I wonder what ride that kinda, sorta is like. Anyway, reason I'm saying it's wrong is the cloud deck is literally just a few pixels above the very top of the most visible portions of the ride. So you don't see the clouds except for maybe a few places where you might look up and see the as I'm thinking here about fixing what I broke, because I'm just that good and just that well prepared. Because why go smoothly when we can just have things go the way they do normally? Terror Tower. And like I said, the actual cloud top is above the tallest window. They are drawn incorrectly. So we have the children's area. I've shown this before, the kiddie coaster. And brand spanking new, the frog hop. And the drop used to be here. Now we got a new drop ride, Terror Tower. Scary. This is supposed to be a very frightening ride. And you know how frightening with stutters, how frightening Minecraft can be, especially when it stutters hard like that. Anyway, you come to the entry point. You come to this massive looking building, which sets the theme mostly. Let's go inside. Obviously, parts that don't exist have boarded up doorways, so you don't see that it shouldn't really exist. You come into the entryway, where then you can check in at the hotel. And before we do that, we got this long queue line. Direct access to here. We'll get to that in a moment. For longer lines, we have this area, which snakes around and overlooks the exit, which exits in the basement. Back here, people are encouraged to look at the backstory and then return the book when they're done, which somebody did not do. We will read the backstory and explain a little bit more as we go along. Hollywood Ritz Hotel, 1949. Many of the elite in Tinseltown come to the Ritz for a relaxing stay. Little did they know that their lives would change forever or would be ruined. One stormy night, while many of the hotel guests were calling it a night, creepers and zombies raided the hotel to terrorize the guests. Lightning struck the hotel, and creepers were near windows, misspelled at the elevator shaft. They were hit as well, causing a massive explosion and collapsing part of the building. Since then, the hotel has been out of business, but open to tours. You are here, reading this book, which somebody has stolen. About to go on an adventure, just like many others, as you ride your way through the Hollywood Ritz Hotel. Like most others, you'll wind up in some strange dimension, ultimately winding up in the zone. Wonder what zone that could be, huh? So yeah, it's kind of a not so great knockoff of the Tower of Terror, the original Tower of Terror. Now, difference here is that the drop shaft is that you just drop. 2, in order to make it do the actual similar ride that the actual tower makes in Orlando, you would have to use an exploit to make sticky pistons that could send people randomly up to 40 blocks. And I don't want to use exploits, and it's a very bulky system. I wanted something simple, and if the game were to be fixed and remove the exploits, I don't want a dead ride, so it's a simple drop. However, I borrowed one thing and replicated it a couple of times in the redone Tower of Terror in California, the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, and there's a few scenes on the way down in each drop shaft. Granted, the multiple scene thing was done in one display on the actual ride. Again, because of the way this game is and I want to keep things compact, it's actually got 3 things. So this has been play tested, and pardon me, a little lump there in the throat. So anyway, we have 2 tracks. Each is slightly more different than the other, so each half has a very slight difference to it, but it's somewhat the same ride. So I'm just going to put a cart there and just push it onto the lit portion of the track. Put the torch in the hand because you can see much more that way. And we're going to ride, like I said, both sides and show you what it's like to ride the Tower of Terror. Ooh. Alright, we're in the cart. Before we go, this has been tested in survival, although I've had some instances where one of our ops got killed, but there was a bug in the game where if you're using the third thing, which is the spectator mode, and view through their eyes, it would kill the person. We don't do that anymore. Alright, time to go. And prove to you it won't kill people. And there you go. And then you exit up the stairs. We'll show you the quote-unquote elevator after the second shaft. Well, there's the beginnings of it. Again, simple, compact. Something an idiot like me is able to do. Okay, that's the first shaft. Let's show you the second one, because like I said, it's slightly different. The timing isn't perfect, but when one shaft is in use, the X lights up. It's, like I said, timing's not perfect. It's a little longer than what the ride really is. Oh, and there it went. Not that much longer. It literally is about maybe a minute too long, but whatever. Anyway, let's show you this other shaft. Slightly different. Not much, but slightly. As you can see, flawless execution. And now to show you the elevator out. Apparently I forgot to fill some holes in, but hey, that happens. So, that's Terror Tower. Thought you might enjoy that. As you can see, as I go up, you can see the clouds where they really are. They're really at that height, just below where the player is. I think on top of this pyramid is a good place. There's a video on this as well, so if you want to see the video on that, can definitely look there. Not the most perfect execution in terms of a video, but it worked. Fighting a cold and a couple of times where my voice went a little off, I honestly was trying to fight a coughing fit. So, in between sessions, I let it rip. TMI, but who cares? I just want to explain why the voice occasionally goes a little high and fades out. And those 4 torches on the front of the building over there that are on the upper half, that prevents a weird lighting issue where if those didn't exist, it would be completely black. So that's Terror Tower. Georgia551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one.